Hey groupies, welcome back to Form of Therapy. This is the Culture Study. I'm the channel's video producer and your host. You can call me PD. Now the Culture Study is where we check out music videos coming out of the K-pop realm. I myself am an aspiring filmmaker, a Korean American. I have grown up around K-pop my entire life, and I've worked on some music videos. I have worked on some short films, and I have produced for some YouTube channels as well. And I'm always fascinated with videos coming out of the K-pop realm and how they are always innovating and making things that are different and tantalizing. So we're going to be checking out this video. This is Nonstop by Omaigal. I have become a huge fan of Omaigal, and if you guys don't follow our Patreon, you might not know, but ever since their last comeback, which was Bungie, I have become a huge fan of Omaigal. Now, for those of you who do follow us on Patreon, you guys followed us on our Queendom series, where we watched a variety competition show where Omaigal participated and won, and that is when I really got invested into the group. When I say that I am a fan of this group, I really mean it. It is more than just music. Usually when I say I'm a fan of a group, for me, it is just about music. I don't really need to know the members' names, or none of that. I've always just been more about the music and the video production, but Omaigal is one of the few groups where I am really invested. I know majority of the members, and I'm still learning, but I have become obsessed with their music. They have one of the best title track consistencies, just like supreme innovation with a lot of their title tracks, some great fantastic b-sides. Now before we get into this video is brought to you by our Patreon. Now like I said, on our Patreon we checked out Queendom, and you're also going to be like, hey, this video came out really early, and you're right, because it is 2 a.m. right now. I rarely do this for any group, and I didn't necessarily mean to stay up this late because I am old. I can't be doing this anymore. Back when we first started the channel, you know, I was up at 2 a.m. checking out releases and whatnot, but now I get up at 6 a.m. no matter how late I sleep, because I'm an old person. And so even now it's 2 a.m. I'm going to be putting this up no matter what time I sleep. I'm probably going to get up at 6 again, and I'm going to have a very long day, but I'm doing it for Omaigal because I really, really love Omaigal. And if you want to check out more Omaigal content, we're going to be checking stuff out. Now, if you go to our Patreon for as little as $2 a month, you get early access to reactions like this. Now, Omaigal was a special case. When I'm really, really excited and passionate about a group and I really want to help promote them, I put it out right away. But most of the time, you get early access to reaction videos on our Patreon. For example, our listening party for Omaigal's new album is going to be on our Patreon for a few days before we put it out for the public. So if you want to check that out early, go ahead and head on over to Patreon. That's probably going to be up in a few days. For just a little bit more, for different level tiers, we have live stage reactions, we have variety show reactions, we've done a handful of Omaigal related variety reactions, and drama club, where we check out K-dramas and I give you my input and maybe teach you a few things. So yeah, that is sort of my input on our Patreon. So if you want to support us, head on over there. However, you don't have to support us monetarily. It's completely optional. You know, another great way to actually help us out is literally just hitting the like button right down there. When you hit the like button, leave a comment, and you interact with our videos, it really helps us out. And a majority of the people who watch our videos also aren't subscribed. So if you want to go ahead and subscribe, check out some new videos that will be coming out soon. Anyways, that's enough talking. Let's get into this video. This is Nonstop by Omaigal, and this is your form of therapy. All right, here we go. Okay. Oh, there it is. Oh, okay. I always love it in girl group songs when they like suddenly speed up the melody. It's just so much more interesting. Oh my god, Mimi looks amazing with that color hair. There's like blue lavender. It's like a CG teddy bear. Ooh. Ooh. Very. Oh. Oh. Oh my god. That shot was awesome. Oh my god. Does. Oh my god. Mimi has more than one section. I love it. Oh, I love that slow droning synth. Ah, that's so catchy. Oh my god. Oh, interesting. Yo, okay. Oh, okay. So the opening shot, I thought this was like Las Vegas at first, mainly because you had like the Eiffel Tower, you had the balloon, but you had, I don't know, just it kind of gave me a weird Las Vegas vibe. Maybe it's because I lived there, but oh my god, this is so good. This is exactly like, it's exactly Oh My Girl sounds, but it's not like, it's different like every time, and that's what I love about Oh My Girl. Like, no one title track is the same. I think the closest thing that this compares to is probably Bungie, which was their most recent title track. I mean, if you go backwards, if you look at like Banana Allergy Monkey, which was technically a subunit song, or Secret Garden, or The Fifth Season, Remember Me, all of those songs, they're like drastically different in genre. I feel like this is perhaps the one comeback where it's a little bit more similar to their Bungie comeback. I heard that the Bungie comeback did well for them, and I wonder if they're trying to capitalize on that. But it's very different because of the actual structure of the song. But it's signature Oh My Girl sound. It's very, very catchy. So let's check this out again. I do want to kind of pick apart the video. Okay, yeah, so I think what I was thrown off by was initially, so we have the Eiffel Tower here, and then here, oh, sorry, I forgot to pull up the video. And then we have, like, if you actually look on the left over here, this right here, that's their logo, but on a quick glance, that actually, I thought it said Paris, like the hotel, which is in Vegas. But yeah, let's just get back, let's get into it. Okay, so first off, this is a game concept, tabletop concept. Looks primarily inspired by Monopoly. Everyone has their own pieces. You've got a pair of die, and the whole thing with the cities it's more like different destinations, because throughout the music videos you see them in different destinations that are very, very different from each other. So I guess that's the concept here. That is a very, very cool intro. Like, she's working that camera. I love it. Oh, I love how she turns. Oh. Hold on. I don't think she's holding a phone. Yeah, the way obviously the light that's shooting across the room, obviously that is CG. But what she's holding in her hand, that is most definitely, that is not a CG light. Yeah. Oh yeah, that is. So okay, here's the thing. If you look at, I'm shooting at about, my camera's shooting at about 400 ISO. They're probably shooting 400 or lower. So when I open up my phone, let's have something blank, bright, and white. So when you have something that's just pure white, this is black. Okay, hold on, sorry. This is going downhill real quick. All right. So when you have something that's like pure white like this, it does not overpower and glow on screen like that, no matter how dark your video is. So my video is relatively dark, so it's around that length. Now, that's a YouTube comment on one of our most recent videos. Now, if you look at how bright the glow on that is, anybody who deals with video production will tell you that is unnaturally bright, which means I think they're trying to make it seem like she's on her phone. Let's just wind back just a little bit. Because so if you, this is all within like the director's purview. They're trying to put into your minds that she's holding a phone, because it starts with this phone framework. She says, "Hi, do you want to hang out?" And she says, "Hold on." And it's like she's reading the text, right? And then she whatever that is shooting out of the text. But so you're meant to believe that that is a phone, but that is not a phone. Yeah, like I said, the brightness on that is far too bright, and so most likely it's a video light. There are very compact, very powerful LED video lights that exist nowadays that don't even require a battery pack on it. They are purely USB charging. Oh yeah, that can't be a phone. If you actually look, so now if you look at this scene, she's got like a glamour light on her, which is basically whenever you take a light on a model and you make it softer and brighter to kind of make it stand out. I think an example would be whenever you see movies or TV shows and you see a scene where an actor or performer is like sitting in front of a mirror in like dress rehearsal, and there's all those bulbs, that's like a glamour mirror, like a vanity mirror. And that kind of like provides like a soft, nice glow on their faces. This video light now, like, it also looks like it's RGB capable, which means they can change the color on it. So initially it was shooting like a magenta light. Now it's shooting a white light. It's supposed to represent the white light on your phone like this. Now see how I literally turn my phone on. There's very little difference on my face. It is not providing the soft glow. So that is a very bright light, and she's staring directly into it. So that has to be very strenuous for it to be that bright. But if you notice like around her face, it's creating like this soft little ridge. So it's doing a nice job of like softening her face and making her look very pretty. And like especially like this little blue stuff here, that it's probably the digital readout rather than, that's where I feel like if it was a phone, that is where the camera lenses would go on the phone instead of like an LED digital panel. I don't know why I'm stopping. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. Oh, okay. So she shot out of the phone, and now she's like this digital fairy, I assume. So it's like an angel or a devil situation. Hyojung's saying, do this. And she's like, no. Okay, so I like this scene. Not for anything in particular, only that it's actually reminiscent of their scene in Bungie. A lot of the Bungie music video takes place in like this framework elevator. And they do something different here, whereas the elevator collapses out and forms something different. Because I think I would have to rewatch the Bungie music video, but I believe in the Bungie music video, it is not green screen. This is all green screen. It is either green screen or blue screen, because the way this unfolds, it's and they're not interacting with the environment. A big way you can tell the difference between green screen and blue screen is there is zero shadow. If you see right here, there is zero shadow against the wall. If you actually look at the material of what this is, it's reflective material. You can literally see this frame being reflected here, but then if you like, this part doesn't look reflective, it looks like two different material, but here it gets reflective again by the bottom. But then it should be reflecting her pants, should be reflecting her pants. It's not reflecting it at all. There's no shadows. It's CG completely. Whereas I believe in the Bungie music video, when they had the elevator, that one was obviously it was fake around them, but the elevator itself, I believe, was real. Parts of it was real because they were actually interacting with the environment. Yeah, their feet don't have any shadows either, and obviously then it outcasts. But that's what I was initially thinking when I was first watching it. I just wanted to go through my thought process. Obviously, anyone watching this knows that's fake. But that was what I was going through just because it was reminiscent of Bungie, and Bungie wasn't fake. And that's what I was going through before it unfolded like this. So I like it. It's a nice callback. So it looks like some of the members, for example, Yua, Mimi, are just regular, normal people. And then there are members who are smaller and tinier, like right here, previously in the digital pixie version of Hyojung. They are like, I guess, digital fairies, like a fairy godmother or some kind. I don't know what it is. We'll keep watching. So, previously in the lyrics, Seunggi in this part right here, she talks about what if one day like we wind up on a deserted island together, and then Hyojung is actually holding a book called Friend Zone. And then if you actually look at the beginning of this, it's a reference to the playboard, which is a desert island, and then the friend zone. I don't know what relevancy that has, but hey, I thought I'd point it out. Are these hairdresser units? Hold on. Yeah, these are supposed to be like the hairdresser stuff, right? I don't know. I've only done these once. The thing that make your hair hot. What odd props. Wait, is that Yua? It's got to be Yua because it cut to Yua, so that's them forming a transition. So, see, I like moving frame by frame, but then it does this, it makes me like wait for it to load. That's definitely Yua. Those are Yua's eyes. Okay, so it's like Hyojung peeks behind the book, and then out comes Yua. What I love about the song is it's very bouncy. What I do find interesting is that the song, I feel like, has more of a summer, very tropical bounce to it. But then obviously it's not summer yet, although good God, if you live in LA, you know that it's starting to get warmer, right? But parts of the music video are more spring inspired, which I suppose it still works. But like the colors of the music video lean more so pink, purple, and blue, as opposed to the traditional color scheme for summer is, well, less like this. I purple definitely not. You can use blue in some instances, but it's more like blue, yellow, red. So it's an interesting choice. But what I like is that they actually include vocals during the chorus, and I'm glad it's not just like an instrumental chorus. I like that they keep continuing the vocal hook throughout the chorus. Also, that just hits so hard, that bum bum. Let's go back. Let's listen to it again. What an interesting roller coaster for the end of that chorus too. It goes from these slight delicate vocals of 살짝 설렜었나, and then it goes into like kind of like the Teen Crush shouting, like that cheer squad, like 살짝. Wait, is that what they're saying? They might be saying that. 살짝 설렜었나, and then Mimi comes in and then she brings it down again, and she's like 살짝. Very interesting. Like literally, it's three different pitches. Like it's like up, and then it goes up, and then it goes down. Very interesting. And it helps with this transition too. So they're actually using Mimi's voice as transition. Yeah, because then they hollow out this chorus, and then it lives more on this like small little bass. Very bouncy, you know, it's like whoop whoop. They bring back the shouting as well. Also, this is clearly supposed to be the quote-unquote rap section of the song, and I like that they're not forcing it. I feel like there are a lot of groups where people, especially like girl groups, where they try to force having female rappers, but then they won't actually take someone who knows how to rap. They'll just assign a random girl group member, usually like their weakest singer, as a rapper. I've personally never been a fond of that style, and luckily, thank God, in recent years that has been phasing out. Now this section, just if you listen to the instrumental compared to that, where it's just like this one's like completely hollowed out, like I feel like this is like a more minimalist version of, like, you know, the rap breaks that Momoland tends to do. It's sort of supposed to be that, but it's way more minimal, and like you can even tell by like the attitude that Seunggi is putting on. Yeah, like the ta, and then the way she like kind of like brushes it off. She's adding a little swagger to it, so it's supposed to be the quote-unquote rap section. But I like that instead of like putting on like the rap voice, which is unnatural, which I've never really liked, because it's just people who don't know how to rap looking at rap music. It's like trying to imitate it, and more so doing it in her own way. So it's like she's kind of, it's a mixture of speaking but in a very melodic sense, but it's not necessarily singing. It's not all the way there yet, but there is an ebb and flow, that kind of like seamless flow that rapping has. And so this is a really nice section. I like it a lot. That might be my favorite shot in this music video. This is an edit. This editor fucking cared. I feel like most music videos, this is the kind of edit I would make, and most editors would not make this edit. Just like this tiny little, impact point. That's so cool. That's so cool. Oh my god. I hope they either release a performance version of the video or I'm going to watch a live stage on Patreon. That's so cool. Let's watch just one more time. Okay, so this is insane. I think this is the most line distribution Mimi might have ever gotten, especially in a title track. A title track for sure, because I think Remember Me had a lot, but not as much as this. So Mimi has a Mimi has a portion in the first verse. She gets it's very brief. The brief ending of the first chorus. Then she has a second verse here. And then she has a whole long bridge. Mimi's bridge section in this song is really, really long. Wow. They really went all out for her. Also, I love the color design on Seunggi right here. Because Seunggi has pink hair, they've got a hat with like a pink rim right here, like a lace. And then they've got this red that kind of pops. But then, so this is all like one color scheme of red. And then below it's just all blue. They're opposing each other, so they complement each other. So it's a nice contrast, you know? Whereas if you look at Yua here, she's going the full blue route. Here we're actually going with a nice tritone color, so white, red, black. Those are all very bold, very solid colors. But I like this sort of contrasting, complementary color situation going on right here. Okay, so what I talked about before with Seunggi mentioning the desert island, that's actually part of the pre-chorus lyrics. So she's saying it again. I don't know who this is singing. She's really tiny, but she's saying "muindo." Muindo means a deserted island. So that's part of the chorus. I mean pre-chorus. I love the synth during this part. That I love it. I love it. Such a great texture. See, and this is sort of like the springtime color going on here. Right now it's spring in Korea and they're cherry blossoms. So I feel like that's what that's supposed to be. Love the color scheme here too. This half is all purple. This half is all pink. And then in the outfits too, purple here, and then white in the middle. Just, it looks nice. Oh, there's a lot I like about this. Okay, so let's go back a little bit more. I love this. I'm very curious as to how they shot this. My guess is they would have to probably shoot it on a clear panel because she's got to be standing on something. So they've got a large clean panel and then just a green screen plate behind her. But wow, that's a really interesting angle. So especially when you shoot down to up, that's considered a very dominating, very powerful angle. If you ever want to show a character and any person who's in power, you try to show them from this downward, upward angle. It kind of presents more authority. So if you ever do wind up watching TV shows and they introduce a character who's a little bit more authoritative, you might notice that sometimes they use shots that are from that angle. It looks very intimidating. Obviously, this is a much more drastic version of that. Oh, I love that. I think they're they're like transitioning into each other. It's like flipping. Yeah, it's almost like they're flipping like this. I don't know what's called. Now, I don't know if this was filmed with it, but this is emulating a 360 effect. There are 360 cameras out there which basically shoots the entire environment, and then it used to be called the Small Earth Project, but now it's just known as like 360 videos. But basically, you have like the whole surrounding around you gets. Like, imagine if, okay, so a 360 is a circle, right? And then 180 is half of that. Imagine it like when you usually watch a video, you're only seeing one field of that. But then the 360 camera captures all of that. So it takes both and then it forms the circle. And so like everything around her is like being bent around her. Now, the reason why I'm not sure if this was shot on a 360 camera is, first of all, I don't know where they would attach the camera because she's not holding it. Now, the weird, fascinating thing about 360 cameras is when you're holding it, it removes the camera. It removes the camera somehow. I'm not a 360 expert. I have a friend who is. But from the basic knowledge that I know about 360 cameras, it removes the camera, but she's still not holding anything. I think, like, you can't fake your hand position. So, like, if you're holding it, it won't show the camera or the pole, but your hand, it shows the hand going like this. There's no chest rig, there's no head rig. You can eliminate it by doing that, but she's not wearing anything. So I'm just wondering if they shot this from an upward down angle, which is an interesting contrast in shots because the previous one was shot down to up and this one's shooting up to down. But yeah, that is at least whether or not this was shot on a 360 camera, visually with the CG, that is what they're trying to convey. And given that there are like different places like Paris, I feel like this one is inspired by Los Angeles. I feel like this is inspired by the Pink Wall in Los Angeles. Man, look at you acting like a badass and stuff. That's one thing that I found really surprising. When I was first getting into Omaigirl, I thought Yua would be like, oh, she's like the cutest member because she's got like those big doughy eyes, but like she's kind of like the coolest member, like the dopest member, especially if you watch her dancing. But man, this was a great music video. Oh man, this is a great music video. This is a great song. I love how hard it just hits. Just oh my goodness. Omaigirl might be one of the only few girl groups where I'm not saying they're the only ones. They're just among the few where their songs are incredibly feminine, and yet they go really, really hard. Like it hits really, really hard. Whether it's in the song itself, and you can hear the pads just going like it hits hard. It is satisfying to listen to, but they also dance really, really intensely. Like from what I've seen with Seungye and Yua is that they're really, really into dancing, especially Yua. But yeah, this is my first Omaigirl comeback as a true fan. Even with Bungie, I wasn't a fan when I was checking out Bungie. And I think Bungie is like my most listened to Omaigirl title track. Um, but yeah, this is my first comeback as a fan because, and I do want to preface this. I don't have to, but I think anyone who's followed my channel long enough might know that I did not always like Oh My Girl. In fact, like there are very few groups that I dislike now. I could say I don't think there even is a group that I dislike now. But Oh My Girl, way back in the day, when they first debuted, and then I held like a prejudice going forward. Like I thought, oh, they're just like a typical, very cookie cutter girl group. Their music is just probably just very generic feminine music. Obviously, I was a very terrible person, but it blew my mind when I checked out Oh My Girl's Secret Garden, and I made my feelings very known. And I was like, I'm surprised that they had music that's so different and so emotional and like so wonderful and catchy. And I caught a lot of shit for that. And this was like 2-3 years ago. So, like I said, I don't need to bring this up, but I really want to bring it up because I want to just talk about change. Everyone is capable of change. And this is a girl group where 2-3 years ago, I did not even give this group a chance. And then I gave this group a chance. And now they are one of my favorite girl groups of all time. When it comes to music, I think, especially if you've been here long enough, you know that my favorite type of K-pop songs are actually really feminine, really bubblegum pop, girly, quote unquote girly music. It's always been kind of my thing. I love sugary bubblegum pop, but done to a more complex level, and that's why I always held girl groups to a higher standard, because I liked girl group songs a lot more, but I didn't want the more generic mainstream cookie cutter version. And so Oh My Girl, ever since I decided to give them a chance with Secret Garden, every comeback has exceeded my expectations and has truly blown me away. And my god, I was fucking emotional watching Queendom. I mean, I was crying watching Oh My Girl. And when you cry for a group, that's when you're invested. And I have shed tears for Oh My Girl, and so I really love them. And I am going to be checking out this album. That's going to be on our Patreon first, but I will make it available for the public afterwards. But early access is on Patreon. By the way, I also wanted to mention the song is called Nonstop, but that's not what the Korean title is. Just in case anybody does want to learn Korean, it's called 살짝 설렜어. First of all, 살짝 means just a bit. Just a tad, just a little, okay? That's what 살짝 means. And then the second part, 설렜어. It is hard to kind of find an English equivalent for the word 설렜어. 설레 is, that feeling of like when you're moved emotionally, when you feel those butterflies in your stomach, in your heart. 설렜어 means to be like kind of moved emotionally, like oh, that I think words don't necessarily describe it better. I think it's more like, oh, that is being 설레. So 살짝 설렜어 means I was just a little bit moved. They talk about this kind of like this flirting in between, and they're saying like I was slightly, like my heart skipped a beat ever so slightly, like it's just a bit. So that's what that means. Anyways, I hope oh my god, this video is 40 minutes long. I hope you guys enjoyed this very in-depth reaction and review of Oh My Girl's Nonstop. I'm so sorry that this is long. It is 2 a.m., which means I'm an insane person right now, and I was just so excited to check this out, so I couldn't help but really get into it. But I hope you guys really enjoyed this. Remember, if you would like to support us, we're going to be checking out Oh My Girl extra variety content on our Patreon. Head on over to patreon.com/formtherapy. For as little as $2 a month, you get early access to reactions like this, and for just a little bit more, you get live stage reactions, variety show reactions, drama club, etc., and more. Also, by the way, Patreon charges at the first of every month. So if you do want to join for Oh My Girl content, it's the 27th today. wait a little bit. Wait a couple days. Wait till May the 1st and then join. Because if you join now, you're just going to be charged twice and you're only going to be getting like 3 days worth of content. And Oh My Girl content is probably not even going to go up until next week in May anyways. So save your monies. But supporting us monetarily is completely optional. If you don't want to or you can't, we understand. You know, a great way to help us out is actually to just hit like down below right there. I don't want to become one of those YouTubers that says smash that like button, so I won't. I will say gently caress the like button. Leave a comment. When you interact with our videos, it is truly helpful. Seriously, it helps us out with the YouTube search algorithm. Also, if you're new, why don't you go ahead and click subscribe here. If you're a new Miracle, and you want to see more Oh My Girl content, you know, subscribe. Be notified when we upload a new video, and you might be in for a surprise. Also, if you want to check out all our other videos, we're going to have a playlist over here. And I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Oh My Girl, Nonstop, amazing. This was awesome. Anyways, have a wonderful, wonderful day, guys.